Very good morning to all of you guys. Welcome back after a long break. So, in the last session, we started with marginal costing. I hope you guys have revised what I have discussed in the previous session. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can first post your queries. If you guys have any doubts or queries in the questions, what I have discussed, or in the concepts, what I have discussed, you guys can please post your queries. And further, in the last session, I gave you guys a question to solve. So I request you guys to please post your answers. Waiting for your answers. I have put up a question in front of you. This question, I hope you guys have solved this question. So waiting for your answers. Okay, Hari Om. Okay, Mr. Om Krishna Gupta. Rest all. Yes, Swati. Mr. Srinivas, I hope you have solved this question. So let's start with this question. A newspaper presently sells 1 lakh copies of Morning Daily. It wants to publish Evening Daily, and the particulars are given wherein the selling price, variable cost, and fixed cost are given. Now, the sale of Morning Daily will fall by 1 copy of every 10 copies sold of Evening Daily. Calculate the weekly break-even sales in units of Evening Daily. So let's start. Now see, herein the selling price of Evening Daily is 0.50. Variable cost is 0.22. Now, guys, very important, this line, that is the sale of Morning Daily, will fall by 1 copy of every 10 copies sold of Evening Daily. Matlab, if we sell 10 copies of Evening Daily, we will lose 1 copy of Morning Daily. It means what? We can say alternatively, when explaining in monetary terms, see, when talking about Morning Daily, my selling price is 2 rupees. My variable cost is 1.2. Therefore, my contribution is 0.8. Now, on sale of 10 copies, no worries, Swati, that's okay. So on sale of 10 copies of Evening Daily, we will lose 1 copy of Morning Daily. We will lose 1 copy of Morning Daily. It means on sale of 10 copies of Evening Daily, we will lose this contribution of 80 paisa. I repeat again, on sale of 10 copies of Evening Daily, we will lose this contribution of 80 paisa, what we are earning on Morning Daily. So for 10 copies, we are losing 80 paisa. So for every copy of evening daily will lose 8 paisa. For 10 copies, we are losing 80 paisa. So for every copy of evening daily, there is a loss of contribution of morning daily by 8 paisa. So we can call it as an opportunity cost or opportunity loss. 0.08. So due to evening daily, there will be a loss in morning daily also. For every copy, there is a loss of 8 paisa. So now we will get the final contribution per unit, that is 20 paisa. Now we have the fixed cost of 10,000 a week. So my break even sales will be fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, that is 10,000 divided by 0.20. So 50,000 copies. So on sale of 50,000 copies, we can say there will be a break even of evening daily. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. See, in short, very simple, Srinivas. See, on sale of 10 copy, there is a loss of 80 paisa. So it means we have to consider the overall cost to the company. So for every copy, we are losing 8 paisa. Apart from this variable cost of 22 paisa, we are again losing 8 paisa. So that's why it will be deducted to calculate the final contribution. That is this much contribution we are earning as a company for evening daily. I hope your query is resolved, Mr. Srinivas. Those who want to copy the solution can please copy. Admin sir, are you there? Nisarg sir? I hope I'm visible to all. Okay, one of the students posted that sir, your screen is not visible. Huh? Board is not visible? No. I mean, it is white only, no? It is visible now? I don't know what happened. Anyways. Now, guys, I request you to please download the material what I have provided. I'll be discussing few questions from the material. But before this, let me discuss a concept of key factor or limiting factor. Key factor or limiting factor. Now, let me discuss this concept with the help of an example for better understanding. So, let's say I'm manufacturing three types of product, X, Y, and Z. I'm manufacturing three types of product, X, Y, and Z. Let's say the selling price of X, Y, and Z is same, that is 100 rupees, 100 rupees, and 100 rupees. When talking about the variable cost, let's say the variable cost is 60, 70, and 80. Therefore, my contribution will be 40, 30, and 20. So let's take a situation. Now I'm starting with key factor. Let's take a situation wherein I'm manufacturing three types of product, X, Y, and Z. And the selling price of these products are 100, 100, and 100 respectively. And when talking about the variable cost, for X, it is 60. For Y, it is 70. And for Z, it is 80. So therefore, we have calculated the contribution, that is 40, 30, and 20. Now, can you guys tell me which is the most profitable product for the company? Can you guys tell me which is the most profitable product for the company? It is X, Y, and Z, my dear. It's not A. So X is the most profitable for the company because the contribution is on the higher side. Now let's say my raw material requirement for the year is, let's say, 1,50,000. Let's say my raw material requirement to manufacture my desired quantity is 1,50,000. But let's say due to some COVID situation or whatever it is, my supplier told me that I won't be able to supply you the raw material, supply you your desired quantity. I can max to max supply only 60,000 kgs of raw material. I repeat again, guys, very simple, that my annual requirement of raw material is, let's say, 1,50,000. Now, due to COVID situation or due to market situation, whatever it is, my supplier said that I can provide you this quality of raw material only 60,000 kgs. So now I have only 60,000 kgs of raw material. I can't purchase it from any other supplier because there is only one supplier who is having the monopoly and he can provide me only 60,000 kgs of raw material. So herein, even though I have a production capacity, I have a market demand, but I can't manufacture a product. Why? Because of the unavailability of raw material. So herein, the raw material is not available in our desired quantity, or we can say it's a scarce resource. So herein, in this case, my raw material will be what? My key factor or limiting factor. So, जो resource, either raw material, labor, machinery, or whatever, machine hours, whatever it is, which are not available in our desired quantity, or we can say there is a scarcity of resources. These resource in a particular situation, we call it as the limiting factor or key factor. So herein, हमारे पास रॉ मटेरियल जो है बहुत लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी में अवेलेबल है. सो इन दिस केस माय रॉ मटेरियल विल बी व्हाट? माय की फैक्टर और लिमिटिंग फैक्टर. सो आई होप दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर टू ऑल दैट व्हाट इज की फैक्टर और लिमिटिंग फैक्टर. सो हियर इन दिस केस हमारे पास रॉ मटेरियल जो है वो बहुत लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी में. सो इन दिस केस द रॉ मटेरियल विल बी माय की फैक्टर और लिमिटिंग फैक्टर. नाउ व्हाट विल बी माय ऑब्जेक्ट? What will be my object? That to utilize each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum benefit or maximum profit. What will be my object? What will be my object? I'm writing this also for your reference. What will be my object in this question? to utilize raw material in such a way that I can get maximum contribution. Since raw material हमारे पास बहुत limited quantity में available है, so my object will be to utilize each and every kg of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum contribution. Now, let's say in question the raw material is also given, raw material required per unit. Let's say raw material requirement is 10 kgs in case of X, 5 kgs in case of Y, and 4 kgs in case of Z. My object is to utilize this 60,000 kgs of raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. Now, can you guys advise me which product we should manufacture so that we can get the maximum contribution? So, waiting for your answers. My object is to utilize the raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum profit. So now I want to know that which product you will advise to manufacture to get the maximum contribution. Waiting for your answers. So I've got answer Y, Z, rest all waiting for your answer. Yes, Mr. Srinivas. Yes, Kavita. Yes, Shoaib, waiting for your answers. Good, Swati. Yes, Sudarshan, I got your answer. It is XYZ, Mr. Srinivas. It's not A, B, C, it is XYZ. Yes, Mr. Shoaib and Kavita, waiting for your answers. So here in C, since my raw material is in limited quantity, my object is to utilize raw material in such a way so that I can get the maximum contribution. See, even though we are getting the contribution per unit highest in case of X, but when talking about the raw material, since raw material is in limited quantity, so herein after using 10 kgs, we are earning 40. So how much contribution we are earning per kg? After utilizing 10 kgs, we are getting 40. So for every kg of raw material, how much we are earning here? 4. Here in this case also, after utilizing 5 kg, we are getting 30. So for every kg, how much we are earning? 6. And similarly here also, after utilizing 4 kgs, we are earning 20. So per kg, how much we are earning? So very simple, for every kg, the highest amount of the earning is in case of product Y. So this should be given first priority. If there is an unlimited demand of product Y, then we should manufacture only product Y. Similarly, the second priority should be given to Z and third priority should be given to X. So if we are left out with any raw material, अगर कुछ बाद में material बचता है, then we will manufacture Z. Rest all we will manufacture only Y and if any material is left out, then we will manufacture X. Rest all will be focusing only on Y and Z. Now let's say, so in this case, let's say if a product, all these products have unlimited demand and there is no requirement of minimum demand. So very simple, we will manufacture only Y. So if unlimited demand of every product and no requirement of minimum demand, then we will manufacture product Y. Now let's take a second situation wherein the maximum demand is given. इससे ज्यादा आप यूनिट्स बना ही नहीं सकते. There is no demand. It is the maximum demand in the market. Let's say 5,000. So these are the maximum number of units that can be sold in the market. इससे ज्यादा market में बेच ही नहीं सकते. No worries. So we will manufacture it accordingly. Let's say this is the second situation. Since the maximum demand is 5,000, so see, we have raw material. Availability is 60,000 kgs. So what we will do, we will first fulfill the demand for product Y. See, product Y will manufacture all 5,000 units, and every unit require 5 kgs. So see, I repeat again, when talking about the maximum demand, we will first fulfill the demand of Y, that is 5,000 units, and every unit require 5 kgs. So 5,000 into 5, 25,000 kgs will be utilized to manufacture Y. So still we are left out with 35,000 kgs. After fulfilling the demand for Y, we will manufacture product Z. Again, see, 5,000 units and every unit require 4 kgs. So we need 20,000 kgs and still we have 35,000 kgs. So we will be able to manufacture the full demand for Z. So 5,000 into 4. So still we are left out with 15,000 kgs. So Y demand is fulfilled, Z demand is fulfilled. So still we are left out with 15,000 kgs. So lastly, we will manufacture product X. That is, one unit required 10 kgs. So only 1,500 units will be manufactured for product Z. So in short, what we can say that for product Y, will be manufacturing 5,000 units. For product Z, will be manufacturing 5,000 units. And for product X, will be able to manufacture only 1,500 units. Since the requirement is 10 kg, so 1,500 into 10, 15,000. If you guys have any doubts or queries in this part, you guys can please post your query. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. So I'm continuing the solution here only. So herein, when talking about the calculation of contribution, X, Y, and Z, X we have manufactured only 1,500 units. For Y, we are able to manufacture 5,000 units, and for Z also 5,000 units. So 1,500 units we have manufactured, and the contribution per unit is 40. For here it is 30 and for here it is 20. So accordingly, my total contribution will be so this will be 3,10,000. And with the given constraint, this is the highest contribution what we can earn. Anyone else having any doubts or queries? You guys can please post your queries. Yes, Kavita, Shoaib. Now let's take one more situation wherein apart from maximum demand, minimum demand is also given, that this much so we have to manufacture to be in market. So let's say minimum demand is also given. So this much unit so we have to manufacture for every product to be in market. So here let's say minimum demand is given 2,000 units. Now what we will do is here in the maximum demand is also given and minimum demand is also given. That is 5,000. Assuming for third question, maximum demand is also given and minimum demand is also given. So what we will do is, how we will manufacture, we will first fulfill the minimum demand. So my raw material availability is how much? 60,000 kgs. So we'll first fulfill the minimum demand of of X, Y, and Z. So 2,000 units of X into 10 plus 2,000 into 5 plus 2,000 into 4. 2,000 into 10, 2,000 into 5 kgs every unit and 2,000 into 4. So this will be 38,000. So after utilizing 38,000, we are left out with only 22,000. After utilizing 38,000, we are left out with only 22,000. So now we will first fulfill the remaining demand of product Y, because see, in Y the contribution per kg of raw material is highest. So we will first fulfill the demand of product Y. See, out of 5,000, 2,000 I have already manufactured. So still we can manufacture 3,000. So 3,000 into 5, we have 15,000 kgs or not? Yes, we have. See, again I repeat, my maximum demand is 5,000, minimum demand is 2,000. So minimum demand is already fulfilled. That is 2,000 for X, 2,000 for Y, 2,000 for Z into 10, 5 and 4. So minimum demand is already fulfilled. So now we are left out with the remaining units. So here we will first fulfill the demand of Y. See, 3,000 units more we can manufacture into 5 kgs. So this will be 15,000. Still we are left out with how much? 7,000 kgs. So we can manufacture only, now herein when talking about Z, the remaining is 3,000 units. 3,000 into 4, that is 12,000. Do we have 12,000 kgs? No. Max to max, how many units we can manufacture? See, 7,000 units we have, 7,000 kgs we have, and every unit require 4 kgs. So max to max 1750 units only we can manufacture. Very good, Swati. So for Z, max to max 1750 units we can manufacture. So this will be 0. So in short, for calculating contribution, X, Y, and Z, X, we manufacture 2000 units. For Y, we manufactured 5000 units. And for Z, 2000 of minimum demand and 1750 of the remaining. So 3750 of Z into the contribution, that is 40, 30, and so with the available constant, we can manufacture, we'll get the contribution of 3,05,000. That is the maximum contribution what we will earn. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post, waiting for your queries. Further, I request you guys to copy this explanation. Again, it's just the concept part. It's not a practical question. It's just the concept part. Can you please elaborate, Kavita? I repeat again, the entire concept of key factor. जो भी resources हमारे पास limited quantity में available है, we call it as the key factor. So herein, my raw material is available in very limited quantity, so that is my key factor. Herein, we have calculated the contribution. Since my raw material is my key factor, so decision which product to manufacture will be based on contribution per kg of raw material. So herein we have the quantity of raw material required per unit. So accordingly, we have calculated the contribution per kg of raw material. Now, if this is the case, then first priority will be given to Y, second to Z, and third to be given to X. So if all the products have unlimited demand, then we'll manufacture only product Y because my raw material is limited and we have to utilize the raw material accordingly. Now, second case, wherein the maximum demand is also there. So no worries, we will first fulfill the demand for Y, then for Z, and then for X. So herein my raw material is 60,000 kgs. So we'll first manufacture Y, that is 5,000 into 5. So 25,000 will be utilized in manufacturing Y. We are left out with 35,000. Thereafter, we'll be manufacturing Z, that is 5,000 into 4. 20,000 will be utilized in manufacturing Z. So still we are left out with 15,000. Now, 5,000 into 10, we need 50,000, but we have only 15,000. So every unit requires 10 kgs. So 1,500 into 10, 15,000. So accordingly, we have manufactured 1,500 units for X, 5,000 for Y, and 5,000 for Z. So into the contribution per unit, this is how we'll get the contribution. Now the last part, wherein if minimum demand is also given, that is 2,000 units each. So what we will do, we will first fulfill the minimum demand. I'm explaining this part, Kavita. So we'll be first fulfilling the minimum demand. So my minimum demand is 2,000 units. So 2,000 into 10, 2,000 into 5, 2,000 into 4. So total 38,000 are utilized to fulfill the minimum demand. So we are left out with still 22,000 kgs. Now, these 22,000 will be utilized first towards Y, then Z, and then X. So when talking about Y, we will fulfill the balance demand, that is 3,000 units into 5 kg. So 15,000 will be utilized. I repeat again, 5,000 out of 5,000, 2,000 are already manufactured. So we have to manufacture only remaining 3,000 units. So 3,000 into 5, 15,000 will be utilized in manufacturing Y. So still we are left out with 7,000. Now, let's see how much raw material is required to fulfill the total demand of Z. 3,000 into 4, 12,000. But 12,000 we don't have. We have only 7,000. So 7,000 divided by 4, we can manufacture only 1750 units of Z into 4. So 7,000 and 0. So accordingly, 2,000 units of X, 5,000 units of Y, and 3750, that is 2000 plus 1750, 3750 of Z into 20. And accordingly, we will get the contribution. Now, Kavita, if you are left out with any other doubt, or you can post, and whatever the queries you have, you guys can please post, giving you 5 to 7 minutes time to copy this explanation. So please copy. Okay, let me check, Srinivas. Sir, for X, we have taken max of 1500 balance. I'm not getting what you are saying, Srinivas. See, Mr. Srinivas, very simple. After fulfilling the minimum demand, we have 22,000 kgs in hand. Minimum demand fulfill karne ke baad, we have 22,000 kgs in hand. So what we will first check? We will first check that can we fulfill the total demand of Y? So see, Y we can additionally manufacture 3,000 units. So 3,000 units into 5 kgs, that is 15,000 we require to complete Y. So do we have 15,000 kgs? Yes, we have sufficient kgs of raw material, that is we have 22,000 kgs. So 15,000 will be utilized for manufacturing Y. So to fulfill the total demand of product Y. So after fulfilling the demand of Y, we are left out with 7,000 kgs.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Srinivasan.
Yeah, Mr. Srinivasan, tell me.
Sir, if you can see that in the top right corner, you can see that contribution 1,500, right, for maximum.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. This is for second question.
Yeah.
For third, it is this one. You are asking for second question or third question, Srinivas?
No, but while taking that maximum, we have considered the balance 1,500, right?
This is, you are talking about this 1,500, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, you are talking about the second question or third question?
Second question, that linked to the third question.
See, again, first question, if the product have unlimited demand. Okay. Second question is only if maximum demand is given. And third question is minimum demand and maximum demand both are given. Now tell me, what is your query?
That second question, we have mentioned 1,500 as the balancing figure.
Okay, see, well, this is the second question. Ignore that minimum demand is given in the question. Okay.
Yep.
So now we have 60,000 kgs of raw material, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we will first manufacture product Y. 5,000 into 5, that is 25,000 kgs will be utilized for Y, right?
So I got that, but
1 second. So we are left out with 35,000 kgs. Now thereafter we will manufacture product Z. Product Z 5,000 into 4, 20,000 kgs we will be left out, will be utilizing. So rest we are left out with how many kgs? 15,000 kgs. Now 15,000 kgs will be utilized only to manufacture product X. Now product X, how much is our requirement? 5,000 into 10, 50,000. Do we have 50,000 in our hand? No, we have only 15,000 kgs. We have only 15,000 kgs with us, and every unit requires 10 kgs. So how many units we will be able to manufacture? Only 1,500 units. Now tell me.
So the third question, we have a minimum of 2,000, right?
No, dear, this is the third question. I think you have skipped my part. So what I'm saying is, assuming that there is no minimum demand is specifically for question number third, not for question number second.
So it's not linked, separate question, right?
Yes, it's a separate question, my
Okay,
dear.
fine. Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
I request you guys to please copy. Minimum demand is given only for question number third. Rest all, anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. I hope you guys are done with, you have noted everything. So, Mr. Srinivasan, this is for minimum and maximum demand, and this solution is only for maximum demand. So now, so when talking about if raw material is in limited quantity, then my decision will be based on what? Contribution per kg of raw material. So we will select the product which is having the highest contribution per kg of raw material. Let's say if the labor hours are key factor, contribution per labor hour. If machine hour is my key factor, we have limited machine hours. Contribution per machine. If sales in units is my key factor, it means इतने यूनिट से ज्यादा बेच ही नहीं सकते. Sales in unit is my key factor. Can you guys tell me what will be the basis of decision? Waiting for your answers. Be clear and specific, Swati. Profit is calculated after deducting the fixed cost. Okay, so I have got three answers and all three are different. First one is PV ratio, second one is profit, third one is contribution per unit. Anyone else with any different answer? Yes, Mr. Srinivasan, Mr. Mallu, Kavita, Sunil. Aradhna Avasti, any doubts? What is your answer in this case, Miss Aradhna Avasthi? Okay. So herein, if sales in unit is my key factor, so contribution per unit will be my basis of decision. So jiska contribution per unit will is highest, we will manufacture that product accordingly or sell that product accordingly. So then contribution if sales in value is the limiting factor. Let's say हम लोग 80 लाख से ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट बेच ही नहीं सकते, ओवरऑल 80 लाख. So can you guys tell me what will be the basis of decision? If the sales value is the limited quantity, yes, so it will be PV ratio. So if sales value is the limited quantity, we will manufacture and sell the product with the highest PV ratio. So I request you guys to copy this explanation. This is all what about key factor. If you guys have any doubts relating to key factor, I'm done with explanation. So if you want, you can post your queries, whatever it is. Waiting for your queries, guys. So now this is all what about key factor. Now I request you guys to please download the notes what I have provided over the portal. I'll be discussing question number 4 that is related to sales mix. I request you guys to please open the notes. I will be discussing question number 4. So Vijay Limited makes and sell 2 products, V and J. The budgeted selling price of V is 1800 and that of J is 2160. Variable cost associated with producing and selling V are 900 and J it is 1800. Annual fixed production and selling cost of Vijay is 88,000. The company has 2 production/sales option, that is that V and J can be sold either in the ratio of 2:3 or in the ratio of 1:2. So what will be the optimal mix and why? So this question is relating to two products. So here in C, there is a company. Now, what is the difference? What is special about this question? See, here in the company is manufacturing two products, V and J. The separate selling price are given, the separate variable cost are given. But herein the fixed cost is given for the company as a whole. Separate fixed cost नहीं दिया है दोनों products का. The company, I mean, the fixed cost is given as a whole. So can you guys tell me or advise me how to calculate break even? Fixed cost आपको V और J का separate नहीं दिया है. It's given for the company as a whole, that is 88,000. So can you guys tell me how to calculate break even sales? So waiting for your answers. Just give me a rough idea about how to calculate break-even sales. Whatever running in your mind, you guys can post. Miss Aradhna Avasti, you can also post it over the portal. Change in cost divided by change in sales. No, incorrect answer, Mr. Om Krishna Gupta. Yes, Shoaib. Anyone having any idea? Swati? It is given in the question. That is fixed cost is given in the question, that is 88,000. पूरे company का ही fixed cost दिया हुआ है. My question is how to calculate break even sales. So Swati sir, different in cost, difference in cost divided by difference in variable cost. Mr. Mallu and Kavita and Sunil, waiting for your answers. So see, the question number 4. There are two products, V and J. The selling price is given 1800 and 2160. Variable cost is given, that is 900 and 1800. My contribution will be how much? For this, it will be 900. For this, it will be 360. Now see, herein two products are given and the fixed cost is given as a whole. So now what we have to do, first we have to calculate PV ratio. But herein the PV ratio will be calculated in combined way. That is, we will first calculate the combined PV ratio. So let's start with the first mix. Let's say if the V and J, see it is given that the V and J can be sold either in the ratio of 2:3 or in the ratio of 1:2. So let's start with ratio 2:3. So we will first calculate the combined PV ratio. Now herein, since the product manufactured are different, that is, if two products are manufactured and sold for V, then 3 units will be sold for Z. So we have to give the impact of the units also to calculate combined break-even sales. So herein, when talking about combined break-even sales, we will calculate combined contribution, but we will be giving the weight of this products also. See, if it is equal, that is 1:1, we can simply calculate total contribution divided by total sales price into 100. But the ratio is different. So we'll give the weight of the ratio also. So 900 into 2 and 360 into 3 divided by 1800 into 2 plus 2160 into 3 multiplied by 100. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post. So we have got the combined PV ratio. Thereafter, we will calculate the combined break-even sales. That is my combined fixed cost. My combined fixed cost is 88,000 divided by my combined PV ratio, that is 28.57%. $308015. So now we can easily calculate the break-even sales of V and J in rupees also. So my combined now it will be distributed in the ratio of 1800 into 2 and 2160 into 3, because this is the sales figure. So the sales will be distributed in the same figure accordingly. So here the ratio will be 3600 is to 6480. Or we can say if we divide it by selling price, we will get the number of units also. $92 units. $62 units. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post, waiting for your queries. We have to give the impact of these units also, that is the units are in the ratio of 2:3. So we have to give the impact of this quantity also. I hope this part is clear to all. Yes, Swati, Shoaib, Kavita, Mallu, Srinivas, Miss Aradhana. So herein we have calculated the break-even sales also, combined PV ratio also, individual break-even sales also. So now let's say if the sales mix is 1:2, what will be the answers? Waiting for your answers, guys. If the sales mix is 1:2, what will be the answers? Waiting for your answers. Quick, guys. Waiting for your answers. What will be the PV ratio and combined break-even sales and individual sales, individual break-even sales for V and J? Waiting for your answers. So Shoaib is the first one to post the combined break-even, combined PV ratio. Rest all waiting for your answers. Yes, Mr. Om Krishna Gupta. Very good, Shoaib. Again, the PV ratio is also not same. Swati and Shoaib. Yes, Mr. Om Krishna Gupta. Break-even sales, and again, your answers are not matching, Swati and Shoaib. Very good, Mr. Om Krishna Gupta. He has posted all the answers. Swati, please recheck your answer. Swati, your answer is incorrect. Yes, Swati, very good. Om Krishna Gupta. Shoaib, you have to still post the individual break-even sales. Very good. Your answers are correct. Very good, Swati. It is 55 units. (109 units). Very good, Swati. Very good, Om Krishna Gupta. Rest all very good, Shoaib. All your answers are correct. See, one more thing. If you want to calculate in units directly, see, 88,000 is my fixed cost. Divided by contribution per unit. So we will calculate the weighted contribution per unit. See, my contribution per unit is how much? So my contribution is 900 into the weight, that is 2, plus 360 into 3 divided by 2 plus 3, that is 5. So my weighted contribution per unit will be 576. So my break-even sales in units will be 88,000 divided by 576. We'll get 153 units. And these 150 can be distributed in the ratio of 2:3. So this one will be 61 units. The difference is due to round off and 92 units. So this is the way to calculate break-even sales in units. Very simple, guys. 88,000 is my fixed cost divided by my contribution per unit. That is the weighted contribution per unit. So how come weighted? 900 into 2, 360 into 3 divided by my total of weight, that is 5. So this is my weighted contribution per unit. Accordingly, we will calculate the break-even sales in units, that is 153 units. It can be distributed in the ratio of 2:3. I request you guys to copy the solution. If you guys have any doubts or queries, in the meanwhile, you guys can please post. Again, this question is a good question. Examiner can ask such type of questions. So please copy the explanation. And even having any doubts, I hope you are thorough with the concept of, I mean, if the two products or more than two products are given, and even having any doubts. Yes, Kavita, Mallu, Sunil, Swati, Shoaib, Om Krishna Gupta. Yes, Aradhana, any doubts? Yes, very good, Om Krishna Gupta. Kavita, contribution, break-even sales in units. Can you please elaborate? What's your query? Yes, Kavita. You're talking about this part, Kavita? Okay, so this is 1,10,005. This is what my sales. This is 1,10,005 is my sales of product V. And see, the product V selling price is how much? 1,800. So 1,10,005 is my total sales. If we divide it by our selling price, we will get the units, that is 62 units. I need to check, Swati, now. Right now, I'm not having that MTP. Let me discuss the questions first, what I want to discuss. I request you guys to please copy this explanation, giving you last 2 to 3 minutes time, whatever the queries you have. Further, I'll just check the MTP. If possible, then we'll try to. So fine. let's take a break of 15 minutes. I'll be discussing few questions from my material. Those who want to try, because again, I'll be giving you time to try in the live session. So I request you guys to try question number 5th. I'll be discussing question number 5th first of my material. It's a very good question. Just read the language, you will be able to solve. It's a very easy question. The point is how you read the question that is important. So it's a break for me, not for you guys. If possible, try to solve question number 5th of my material. So let's take a break and then we'll meet after break with question number 5. So be ready with your answers. So let's take a break. Admin Welcome back, guys. So I hope you guys were able to solve that question number 5. So waiting for your answers, guys. So I'm waiting for your answers on question number 5. What's the difference in the contribution, my dear Om Krishna Gupta and Swati? Sales you have calculated and I think it is correct, but what's the difference in the contribution? Quick. Anyone got the answer? Yes, Kavita, Mallu. Aradhna, Srinivas. Okay. Last 3 more minutes for you to solve the final answer. Hari, no, it's incorrect, Mr. Om Krishna Gupta. Anyone else with your answers? Any other answers? Om Krishnan Gupta. Aradhna, you have not solved the question. So let's start with question number 5. The details of the output presently available from a manufacturing department of Kunal Synthetics Limited are as follows. So average output per week is 48,000 units from 160 employees. So the output is given, that is 48,000 units from 160 employees. The saleable value of the output is 6 lakh and the contribution made by output towards the fixed expenses and profit is 2,40,000. So currently, the sales is okay. The sales is 6 lakh rupees. 48,000 units. So 48,000 units they are manufacturing and selling it at 12.5. So the sales is 6 lakh. The variable cost we can easily calculate. Now, the board of director plans to introduce more automation in the department at a capital cost of 1,60,000. So they will be making an investment of 1,60,000. It's not a cost, it's an investment. The effect of this will be to reduce the number of employees to 120. So they want to reduce the employees from 160 to 120, but to increase the output per individual by 60%. Again, apart from reducing the number of employees, they have to increase the output per employee by 60%. Now, since employees will be increasing the output, so they need to be given incentive. So it is given that to provide necessary incentive to achieve the increased output, the board intend to offer 1% increase in piece rate, 1% increase in piece work rate of 1 rupee per article for every 2% increase in average individual output achieved. So they are saying that for every increase of 2%, they will be giving 1% rupees, 1% as incentive of the piece rate, and the piece rate is 1 rupee per article. I repeat again, for every 2% increase in output, the incentive will be given how much? 1%. So it is given that 60% there will be an increase in output per employee. So the incentive will be how much? 30%. To sell the increased output, it will be necessary to decrease the selling price by 4%, calculate the extra weekly contribution resulting from the proposed change, and evaluate for the board information the worth of the project. Let me check, Swati. No worries, Aradhana. Please pay attention now. So see, so revised output now. See now, output per employee is how much? Total output is 48,000 and the employees are 160. That is 300 units. Now, increase in production, 60%. So output, revised output per employee will be now 300 plus 60%. So this will be 480 units. So total output will be how much? 480 into 120 employees, because they are reducing the number of employees to 180. Sorry, 120. So this will be 57,600. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post, because many students were not being able to solve the question. So the revised output is 57,600. So my revised sales figure will be how much? 57,600 into, see, to sell the increased output, we have to reduce the selling price by, we have to reduce the selling price by 4%. So my revised selling price will be rupees 12. So my sales will be how much? 6,91,200. Now variable cost, excluding They have used the word incentive. So excluding incentive. So when talking about variable cost, 3,60,000 is the variable cost. Excluding incentive, I'm talking about for 48,000 units. So for 57,600 units, how much? 4,32,000. Now let's calculate the incentives. Now, very important, guys, when talking about incentive, they are saying that incentive will be given for every 2% increase in average individual output, they will be giving 1% incentive. So the total increase in output per individual is by how much? 60%. So the incentive will be how much? 30% of what? Of the piece rate work. And the piece rate work is how much? 1 rupee per article. So incentive will be how much? 1 into 30%. That is 30 paisa. 1 into 30%, that is 30 paisa per unit. So the number of units are 0.3 into 57,600. $17,280. This point is the key. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post. The piece rate is rupees 1. See, now this 1 rupee is already included in this cost. This 1 rupees is already included in this cost of 4,32,000. We have to consider the incentive, that is the additional cost to the company, and that is 30%. So it means 1 into 30%, it will be 30 paisa. So 30 paisa per unit, so into the number of units, that is 57,600. So 17,280. So my contribution will be how much? Final contribution will be If you guys have any doubts, then you guys can please post. It is 1920. Very good, Om Krishna Gupta. See, Swati, I repeat again. When talking about the incentive, they are saying that for every 2% increase in average individual output, they will be giving an incentive of 1%. So average individual output is increased by how much? 60%. So for every 2%, 1%. So for 60%, how much it will be? 30%. So the incentive is 30% of what? Of the piece rate work. And the piece rate work is how much? Rupees 1 per article. See, this piece rate is what my labor cost, and it is already included in this variable cost, because in this also it was included. So therefore, in this also it will be included. The extra cost is what? My incentive, that is 30 paisa per unit. So here in my 30 paisa per unit into the units, so accordingly I got 17,280. Very good, Om Krishna Gupta. Your answer is correct. Anyone else with any answers? I mean, anyone else, any doubts? Swati, hopefully this question is good. I mean, you're okay with the question. Aradhana, hopefully you are thorough with this question. Any doubts? Yes, Shoaib. Mr. Srinivas, Mallu, Kavita, anyone having any doubts? Yes, Aradhana, I hope you are thorough with this question. If you want me to explain again, I can. I request you guys to copy the solution. What do you want me to explain, Kavita? Which question? So Kavita, see, this is the data given. Now output per employee is 300 units. That is 48,000 divided by 160, so 300 units. Now increase in production per employee is 60%. So the revised output will be how much? 300 plus 60% of 300. So this will be 480. So my total output will be 480 into, now the number of employees has been reduced to 120, from 160 to 120. So accordingly, my units are 57,600. Now the sales will be 57,600 into 12, because it is given that to sell the increased output, we need to reduce the selling price by 4%. So 57,600 into 12, we will get 691,200. Now my variable cost excluding incentive will be very simple. 360 is for 48. So for 57,600, 4,32,000. The important part is this incentive. And since the incentive is 30% of the piece rate work, so 1 into 30%, 30 paisa per unit. So 30 paisa per unit into the number of units manufactured, we will get 17,280. And accordingly, we will get the contribution. So let's start with question number 3. I'm discussing question number 3 now. I request you guys to please open your material, what I have uploaded. Again, you will not find the similar question in study material. So request you guys to please download the material, question number 3. So a paint manufacturing company manufactures 2 lakh per annum medium sized tin of royal paint when working at normal capacity. It incurs the following cost of manufacturing per unit, wherein when talking about material, it is 7.8, labor, it is 2.10, variable overheads are 2.5, fixed production overheads are 4. Okay. So the production cost per unit is 16.40. Each unit of product is sold for rupees 21 with a variable selling and administration expenses of 60 paisa per tin. So the selling price is given, and further the variable selling and administration expenses are also given. So that need to be added in the variable cost to calculate contribution. Now during the next quarter, only 10,000 units. So they are giving us the quarterly data, not the yearly data, monthly data, but the quarterly data. So during the next quarter, only 10,000 units can be produced and sold. Management plan to shut down the plant, estimating that the fixed manufacturing cost can be reduced to 74,000 for the quarter. So management plans to shut down the plant, estimating that the fixed manufacturing cost can be reduced to 74,000 for the quarter. When the plant is operating, the fixed overheads are incurred at uniform rate throughout the year. However, if we want to shut down the plant, the additional cost of plant shutdown for the quarter are estimated at rupees 14,000. Now, to express your opinion along with the calculation as to whether the plant should be shut down during the quarter or not, and further we have to calculate the shutdown point for the quarter in units of the products, that is in terms of number of. So let's start. It's a good question. Here in the new concept is there of shutdown point. So we will first calculate the fixed cost of the quarter and the variable cost, and accordingly we will start the question. So let's start. Question number 4. That is, material is 7.8, labor is 2.10. Variable overheads are 2.5. And further, it is given that selling and variable selling and administration expenses are 60 paisa. So my total variable cost will be how much? It will be 13. Therefore, my contribution will be how much? Now my fixed cost also we will calculate. See, herein it is given that the company manufacture 2 lakh per annum. So it is 2 lakh per annum. So per quarter it will be how much? 50,000. So fixed cost per unit is 4. So my fixed cost will be how much? See, now the company was able to manufacture and sell only 10,000 units in the quarter. So contribution for quarter is how much? He was able to manufacture and sell 10,000 units and the contribution per unit is 8. So it is 80,000 minus fixed cost. It is 2 lakh. So there is a loss of 1,20,000. Now see, if the company is operating, they will be making a loss of how much? 1,20,000. But if the company is shutting down, if company shut down the plant, the fixed cost, see variable cost तो very simple, जब आप product manufacture करेंगे तभी variable cost होगा. The headache is the fixed cost. So if the company shut down the plant, the fixed cost will be how much? It is given that if the management plan to shut down the plant, estimating that the fixed overheads, fixed manufacturing cost can be reduced to 74,000. So my fixed cost will be 74 plus. Apart from this, the shutdown cost is also there. That is 14,000. So this will be 88,000. So if we shut down the plant, we will have a loss of 88,000. if we shut down the plant, we will be having a loss of 88,000. But if we do not shut down the plant, there is a loss of how much? 1,20,000. Since the loss is 1,20,000, much more than my shutdown cost. So better it is that we should shut down the plant. Since the loss of operating, this is additional shutdown cost. So total shutdown cost is how much? So since the loss of operating the business is more than shutdown cost, it is advisable to shut down. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post. Again, there is not anything new. It's just a normal business. It's just a normal business practice what the people are doing. So very simple. If we are operating and we are manufacturing and selling 10,000 units, if we are manufacturing and selling 10,000 units, my contribution will be 80. My fixed cost is 2 lakh. So there will be a loss of 120. If we shut down the plant, additional cost kitna lagega? 14,000. Fixed cost will be how much? Only 74,000. So if we shut down the plant, my loss is how much? 88. If we are continuing with the plant, my loss is 120. So it is advisable better to shut down the plant. Plant aap band kar dijiye. If you guys have any doubts till now, waiting for your query. Yes, it is question number 3. Sorry. Yes, tell me what all queries you have. Which 50,000 you are talking about? 50,000 are the quarterly units. In a company manufactured 2 lakh units. I'll explain it in a better way. See, total units are 2 lakhs into cost is 4 rupees. So total fixed cost is 8 lakh. And for a quarter, so this is my quarterly fixed cost 2 lakh rupees. Yes, anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. Yes, Kavita, Om Krishna Gupta, Swati, anyone having any doubts? Swati, Aradhna. Okay. So it is better to shut down the plant rather than running the plant. Now, my question is, can you guys tell me a point? Guys, do pay attention. It's a question for you. Can you guys tell me a point where the company is indifferent? Where the company is indifferent? प्लांट चालू रखो या बंद रखो उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Can you guys tell me a point where the company is indifferent? Even if we shut down also it's okay. Even if we don't shut down also it's okay. Can you guys tell me? Waiting for your answers. Just think. See, again, don't try to apply any formulas. Just think. You have to calculate a point where the company is indifferent. Company को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Be it shutdown or be it the plan is continuing. You have to calculate a point, that is the number of units wherein the company is indifferent. Plant chalu rakho, band rakho, it's the same. Just focus on the word, it's the same. So waiting for your answers. You have to tell me the point where the company is indifferent. Plant चालू रखो, बंद रखो, company को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना. It's going to be the same. Even if we are shutting down the plant also, there is a loss. Even if we continuing with the plant also, it's a loss. But the loss should be same. So you have to tell me that units wherein the loss is the same. We'll give you more hints. See, my shutdown point is 88,000. It means what? At 88,000, I mean, if we shut down the point, if we shut down the plant, my loss will be 88,000. So if we are working and if you can calculate the contribution at 88,000 loss, you will get the answer. So it's a hint. If we shut down the plant, we will make a loss of 88,000. So operating करते वक्त अगर आप 88,000 का loss करते हैं, so that is the point where you are indifferent that better to continue or not to continue. Quick, let's see who answers first. Waiting for your answer. Just apply your brains. Let me check Om Krishna Gupta. Yes, Swati. Yes, Aradhna. Any doubts? Waiting for your answer. Do post your answers. Yes, Shoaib, Kavita. When I teach, everything is clear. So now it's the time to pay back. Do post your final answer. Be it right or wrong, but at least do post your answers, guys. Anyone else ready with the answer apart from Om Krishna Gupta? Yes, Kavita, Shoaib, and Swati. Again, there is a no end of this chapter, marginal costing. If you will solve 100 question, examiner might ask you 100 first question. So try to solve new questions. So it's a new question for you. Okay, so I've got answer from Swati also, Kavita also. Rest all, anyone ready with the answer? Yes, Mr. Srinivas, Mr. Shoaib. So develop your skills and you should be able to solve new questions. So I've got 3 different answers from 3 students. That's great. Very good. At least you have learned something and thank you so much. Try to solve new question. आप जो पढ़ के the examiner is going to ask. The result is hardly 15 to 18%. So definitely examiner is going to ask you tricky question. So if you want to clear the exams, make it a practice to solve new questions. So still waiting for your answer, Shoaib and Aradhna. So Aradhna, your answer is incorrect. Okay, so Kavita, your answer is also incorrect. Om Krishna Gupta, very good. Your answer is correct. Swati, incorrect answer. Mr. Shoaib, still you have not posted the answer. Anyway, see, focus on the language. You have to calculate the point where you are indifferent. That is whether you continue the business or discontinue the business, it's the same. So let's say if we discontinue the business, my loss is how much? 88,000, because no units will be manufactured. Simply, my fixed cost is 88,000. So my loss will be how much? 88,000. So if we are making a loss of 88,000 after continuing with the business, Mallu, incorrect answer. If we are making a loss of 88,000 while running is the business, it means we are indifferent at that point. That is, चालू करके भी 88 हो रहा है, बंद करके भी 88 हो रहा है. So what is my desired loss? See, just teaching you in a very simple way. Again, the straight away the formula is given in the study material. So straight away my desired loss is how much? 88,000. If we are making a loss while running the business of 88,000, then we are indifferent. चालू रखो, बंद रखो, anyways it is 88,000 only. My loss. My fixed cost is how much? 2 lakh. So if we are earning a contribution of how much? 1,12,000. If we are earning a contribution of 1,12,000, we are indifferent. That is, even if we shut down the business, there is a loss of 88,000. Even if you continue with the business, also there is a loss of 88,000. So if we are able to earn a contribution of 1,12,000, then we are indifferent. And the contribution per unit is 8. So how many units we should manufacture and sell? Very simple. 1,12,000 divided by 8. So it is 14,000 units. So if we are manufacturing and selling 14,000 units, we are indifferent, because at 14,000 units, we are making a loss of 88,000. And even if we shut down also, there is a loss of 88,000. So at 14,000 units, we are indifferent. That loss is the same. I hope this part is clear to all. That is, if we are manufacturing and selling 14,000 units, we are indifferent that business चालू रखेंगे तो भी loss 88,000 होगा, बंद करेंगे तो भी loss 88,000 होगा. So this is the indifference point, or we call it as shutdown point. That is 14,000 units. If we are manufacturing, we are indifferent. If the production is more than 14,000, then it is better to manufacture. If the production goes or sale goes less than 14,000, then better shut down the plant. So here, this is the simple way when talking about the formula. Fixed cost minus shutdown cost How come this formula is derived? I've already discussed. I hope you are thorough with this part. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post. Yes, Kavita, Om Krishna Gupta, Swati, Aradhana, Shoaib, Srinivas. Anyone having any doubts? Mallu. Aradhana, I hope you are clear with this part. Any doubts, Aradhana? Yes, Shoaib. Any doubts? Mallu? Yes, Mallu and Aradhana. Any doubts? You have not posted the answer, Shoaib. I do expect answers from you guys, so please do post your answers. I request you guys to copy the solution. It's a very important concept, so please copy the solution. And I hope this, again, no need to memorize the formula. You can straight away apply the concepts and solve the question. So please copy the explanation. Again, as I said on day one, there are no formulas in costing apart from labor. Rest all, there are no formulas. So try to apply the concepts. You'll be able to solve the paper. Okay, so let's start with question number 2. I request you guys to post the answer of question number 2, giving you 4 to 5 minutes time. Read the question and try to solve the question. ये क्वेश्चन पास्ट एग्जामिनेशन में भी आया है, so please try to solve question number 2. It's a good question and an easy question. Try to solve, giving you 5 to 7 minutes time, and thereafter I'll solve this question again. Try to solve new questions. The more you will try, the more you will practice, the better you will be with the concepts. If I am explaining all the questions, then I mean it's like you will find it very easy. But try to solve the questions on your own and then see, I mean, if you are able to or not. And then anyways, I'll be discussing this question. So giving you 5 minutes time, try to solve question number 2. And then I'll discuss this question again. So be quick, guys, and post your answers, giving you 5 minutes time. Again, guys, sorry, I was on mute. So it's a simple and straight question. Try to solve it in a simple way. There are no new concepts. The concepts are same what I have discussed till now. So quick, guys. Shoaib, I want an answer from you. Whatever it is, be it right or wrong, whatever it is. The question is there in the material what I have provided. It is question number 2 of my material. For your reference, I'm sharing the screen also. Question number 2. Try to solve as quick as possible. Waiting for your answers, guys. Quick. So the question number second, an umbrella manufacturer makes an average net profit of 2 rupees 50 paisa per piece on selling price of rupees 14.30 by producing and selling 60,000 pieces at 60% of the potential capacity. His cost of sales is direct material 3.5, labor it is 1.25, variable overheads, which is 50% fixed and 50% variable. Further, the sales overheads are 0.80, that is 25% variable and rest all are fixed. So we will calculate the variable cost and fixed cost. Now, during the current year, he intends to produce the same number of units, but anticipates that his fixed charges will go up by 10%, while the rate of direct labor and direct material will go up by 8% and 6% respectively. So it's a bad news for the company. The cost is increasing, but there is no increase in sales. They are going still at the normal capacity of 60%. So now in this bad situation, it is given that he has an option. Further, but he cannot increase the, okay. So adding more to the troubles, he cannot increase the selling price also. The cost has gone up. The units are same, but he cannot increase the selling price. Now, under this situation, under this bad situation, he obtains an offer for further 20% of his capacity. It means he has got an offer of 20,000 units. Now, see, if a person is purchasing 20,000 units, definitely he is going to purchase it at a discounted price. So herein it is given that what minimum price will you recommend for acceptance of offer to ensure the manufacturer earn an overall profit of 167,300. Now you have to quote the minimum price, that what will be your offer price if you want, that you want a minimum profit of 167,300. So this Now you have to quote the price accordingly to get this overall profit of 167,300. Swati, I'm just talking about the selling price, my dear, for these 20,000 units. So now let's start with this question. Now what we will do is, we'll first calculate that how much profit we are making on 60% capacity. That is my normal capacity or whatever it is. So this is question number 2. When talking about the sales, my selling price is given, that is 14 rupees 30 paisa. My variable cost we have, that is material, labor, work overhead and sales overhead. Now see, let's calculate the material price. So it is 3.5 plus there is an increase of 6%. So this will be 3.71. When talking about labor, it is 1.25 plus 8% increase. So it will be 1.35. No change in variable overhead per unit. So 6.25 divided by 2. So it is 3.125. And further 0.8 into 25%. So this will be 0.20. So this will be 8.385. So my contribution per unit will be 5.915. So total contribution will be how much? 5.915 into 60,000. $3,54,900. Now we will subtract the fixed cost. It is 3.125 plus 0.6 into 60,000 plus 10%. So 3.125 plus point. So this will be So this will be 245,850. So my final profit from my 60,000 units will be So this is the easiest part. The straight away I'm just solving the question. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post. 1.25 plus 8%. Shoaib. See, there is an increase in the answer is incorrect, Swati. It is incorrect, Om Krishna Gupta. Let me check first of all. You have to quote the final price. Shoaib, labor, it is 1.25 plus 8%. So now, again, our target is what? To earn an overall profit of 167,300. This is much is my target. And from 60,000 units, I have already earned 109050. So, additional profit for the offer, how much we need? See, desired profit, how much? 167,300. Profit from 60,000 units, 109050. So, profit for 20,000 units required. So how much profit we want for 20,000 units? Very simple. From these 20,000 units, how much we want to earn? 58 to 50 rupees. From these 20,000, for these 20,000 units, how much we want to earn? 58 to 50. So profit per unit, how much we want? Desired profit per unit. $2.9125. So per unit, we want a profit of 2.9125. Now, very important, guys, this much profit we want per unit. And to manufacture these 20,000 units, क्या खर्च होने वाला है? 8.385. Because fixed cost is anyways, it's already recovered from 60,000 units. So how much extra manufacturing cost कितना लगने वाला है? So this will be the minimum offer price. So Even though we are selling in the market at 14 rupees 30 paisa, since we have to give the discount to the buyer who is offering an order of to us for 20,000 units, so we cannot go below than 11.2975. इससे कम हम लोग quote नहीं कर सकते. So what we will do, we will negotiate with the buyer that okay, in market we are selling 14 rupees 30 paisa, I'll sell it to you for 12 rupees. I'll give you a discount of 2 rupees 30 paisa. But after further negotiation, we know this very well that it should not go below 11.2975. This is the minimum price what we have to quote. Minimum price. If it is more than 11.2975, it's a good for the company. So I hope this part is clear to all. This question is a very easy question. Simply, you have to just read the question carefully and solve this question. Anyone having any doubts or queries? Those who want to copy the solution can please copy. Why we will reduce fixed cost? Fixed cost तो एक ही बार लगता है ना. Always remember, see, fixed cost is an overall fixed cost, and overall fixed cost is 245,850. That is already recovered from my normal production of 60,000 units. Can you be please more clear, Swati? Sir, while solving MTP also, I will make the same mistake, sir. I'm not getting. I think you have solved this question in MTP. Very good, Aradhana. Contribution is 23.1. No, Aradhana, please recheck your answer. Your answer is incorrect, my dear. Okay, so I hope now you are thorough with this concept, Swati. Fine, guys. So this is all what about marginal costing. I hope you guys are thorough with the concepts. I think this is my last session. I have discussed many chapters, so this is my last session today. So a tip from my side, try to solve as many as questions in writing. No, I don't think budget is mine. Budget sessions are not mine. I think so. So anyways, if there is any more session, then it will be updated. But as of now, I think this is my last session for this batch. So guys, important tip for writing exams when talking about costing, guys, costing is all what about concepts. Try to solve as many as question possible in writing. Prepare your schedule. One more thing, how to prepare for exams. Don't try to finish off a particular syllabus and then start with the next subject. Just, parallelly do reading or revising 3 subjects at a time. Because ऐसा क्या होगा कि अगर आप first subject खत्म करेंगे, then you will start with second, then will third. Then once you start revising back first again, you will not recollect anything. So better it is just 2 to 3 subjects आप एक साथ पढ़िए. And when talking about costing, try to solve as many as questions in writing, that is from past practice manual, MTPs, past examination question. Again, don't try to tick the solution. Just try to write your own solution. It will help you to improve your speed also and concepts also. So that is the key. Yes, I'll give you time to copy. So I need to check Om Krishna Gupta. I think I'm traveling out of my town for Wednesday. Let me check. If it is possible, I'll try to. So as of now, if it is not allocated, then let me convey my message. So try to solve as many as question possible in writing. Don't try to, okay, this question is same, I'll just do ticking. No, still you have sufficient time. It's November, December. I think December is all yours. So try to study for 15 to 16 hours a day. It's the last, it's the peak time now. So try to study 15 to 16 hours in a day, because I'm just talking about, I mean, that you guys are still not good in studies. So from now and onwards, make it a habit that at least study for 15 to 16 hours a day. Try to read at least 3 subjects at a time, either 2 practicals and 1 theory, or 1 theory, 1 practical, whatever it is convenient for you. The interesting subjects, take it in the night. And the subjects which you are finding it, I mean, boring, you can somehow somewhere take it in the afternoon when you're not sleepy. So try to read, try to solve, focus more on the concepts rather than ratification. And again, the more you will practice in writing, the better you will be with the concepts and better with the speed. So thank you so much. I wish I could take Shoaib. I'll update you for the same. I mean, Institute will update you for the same. I try my level best to cover all the chapters in detail. Yes, I was not being able to discuss the practical questions what I wanted, because the sessions allocated were less and these were the revisionary batches. And what I felt like, that instead of discussing question, better to discuss the concept. So I have taken this approach, because I was not being able, see, there is no end of the questions का कोई end नहीं है. As I said that आप 100 questions करेंगे, examiner 100 first question आएगा. So I was focusing more on concepts rather than discussing practical question. Yes, I was able to discuss few practical question in service costing and marginal and standard, not even standard, few questions in service and marginal costing, because what I feel like, if you are thorough with the concepts, you can solve any question. So my sessions, these sessions were were more on concepts rather than practical question. So I hope you are comfortable with the way I taught you guys. I request you guys to please post your feedback. Your feedbacks are very important to us. It will help us to improve our lectures also and improve the facility also. So I think Kavita need to copy. Sorry, Kavita. Okay. Kavita, please copy. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Few students were very much regular. God bless you guys. Thanks for active participation in all these sessions. There are many students I do remember your name and I'll remember you guys. So do write, start preparing for your exams. And if you have any doubts, you can write a mail to ICAI. I'll be personally addressing all your queries, whatever you have. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Wish you good luck for your exams and God bless you. Thank you so much, guys.